And today I'm going to be doing a video talking about underrated modern cards part 4. Can't believe I'm already on the 4th part of this. I will list in the description bar below the other 3 parts if you want to check those out. Today I'm talking about 10 cards that I think are pretty underrated in the modern format. Yeah, let's get started. So the first card is Rise Fall, and I love this card. When I played Grixis Control, I think I ran like 2 of them in there. I think I mainboarded this card, I'm pretty sure. But this card's really fantastic. It's very versatile. The Rise card is really great because you get back your Snapcaster Mage is pretty much what that says, which, I mean, that's incredible. Okay. And target creature in play to their owner's hand, so you can realistically bounce something. You can bounce a token of your opponent's. You can bounce your own your own creature if you need to, which is really great. You can bounce your Snapcaster Mage or whatever. It is at sorcery speed though, so it's not like you can do it at instant speed. That would just be broken. But yeah, and then the fall part, they reveal 2 cards at random, and then you discard any online cards revealed this way. Like, come on. This is just a Grixis player's, like, heaven right here. This card is fantastic. Definitely underrated. Love this card. Okay, then we have a card that the next deck tech that I'm going to be doing is a zoo build. And it runs this card, Reckless Bushwhacker, and I love this card so much. Like, this is just, card is everything. It's got 2 mana for a 2/1, but it's Surge if you've cast another spell this turn, which if you're playing this in like a cheap mana cost deck like a zoo build that I'm talking about, you know, you're pretty much just going to be getting the Surge cost. It's got haste, and then if the Surge cost is paid, which you want to, your team gets +1/+0 and gains haste. This plus Collected Company is like everything. Everything. Oh my gosh, card is entirely underrated. I feel like those, like, I feel like Zoo as a whole, I think is a very underrated deck. Any sort of like toolbox. This is just like is a toolbox card though. It's just amazing. Very aggressive. Okay, then we have Painful Truths, and I remember when this card came out and Abzan players just had a field day because they were like, yes, this card is awesome. It definitely doesn't belong in every deck. Even some Abzan builds, you kind of have to play around with this card because it can be just not good in certain matchups when you're like losing life, but it's pretty much a 3 mana, you draw 3 cards. Like, what isn't good about that? Yeah, it's a really fantastic card. I really, really like this. Like I said, I think it definitely depends on the build that you're doing, but overall, I like it. Okay, here's a card that's probably like a blast from the past for some people, and that is the protection cards. A lot of people don't really know about these cards, but if you're in a matchup that is really bad for you, like Burn, for example, and you need an answer, let me tell you, Circle of Protection Red, all of them in general, but especially the red one, is really good because, like, they bolt you, but, like, you really only take 2 damage, which some people may not view that as a lot, but, like, guys, that adds up. That messes up a Burn player's math entirely. So if there's ever a matchup that you're just really bad at, like a certain color, you're like, I can't beat this deck, protection cards, guys, they're really good. Okay. Another card that I believe this is in my zoo deck. I can't remember, but Pia and Kiran Naalar. I also remember when this card came out, and a lot of people were like really excited, and then I feel like I kind of fell out of favor. I don't really know what happened. I love Pia and Kiran Naalar, I really do. Kind of makes me want to build like some sort of cool deck, but I'm kind of staying away from artifacts and EDH just because I feel like it's very overrated and I feel like too many people do it, but I just love this card. I mean, it's 4 mana for a 2/2 and you get 2 things with flying. So like already right there, just looking at how much mana you're paying for this, it's really good because you're getting 4 power for 4 mana, which is great. And on top of that, 2 of it is flying, which is evasion, which is awesome. And then you can sack an artifact to deal 2 damage to target creature or player. So regardless, like, even if you're not playing any artifact strategy, like, you know, you don't have to be playing an artifact strategy to run this card. You can just sack your Thopter tokens. If not, you just get dudes. This card is just really good. Okay, and then we have, Desecration Demon. Someone had actually mentioned this in one of my videos. I don't remember what it was, but they were like, oh, Desecration Demon, da-da-da, whatever. And I was like, that card is so cool. And I remember when I used to be really into like watching the Pro Tour, and I remember when then Desecration Demon was a thing and everyone was playing this card and it was like the big thing and whatever. This was reprinted in Modern Masters. Really? I didn't know that. Oh man, yeah, this card is like just such a house. I mean, just such a bomb, like really. I mean, if you're doing like some sort of like black-blue strategy and you need like a card to hit the table, really good in sideboard, let me just say. In matchups where you are like, I really want to get rid of my opponent's creatures, I need a little bit more help doing that, and I also need like something that's major late game. Like it gets rid of your opponent's creatures, probably, and it becomes a really big thing. It's also like 4 mana 6/6 fire, like let's just talk about that really quick. Or it's also really good in like black when you're running like board wipes and things like that and you just blow up your opponent's board and then they don't have creatures, so then you just swing it with your 6/6 fire. Yeah, Desecration Demon is where it's at. Okay, the next card, Outpost Siege. I actually remember when my friend Nate ran this card in Jund, and he like defends this card to the death. Like he loves this card, and I think it's so cool. You choose cons or dragons. Most of the time it's cons, just because you want that extra card advantage in Jund. It also doesn't hurt you, which is a very important thing. One of the reasons why I have major issues with Jund is because I don't like the amount of damage you yourself take. I'm not really a huge fan of that, so I really don't like, why can't I think of the card right now? The 2/1 that you reveal the top card of your library, whatever that card is. Bob. Why can't I think of what it is right now? But yeah, that card, you know what I'm talking about. That card, yeah, you like lose life, and that bothers me. You reveal the top card of your library, and then you lose life equal to its converted mana cost. Okay, but yeah, you basically pick it for cons, and you get card advantage, and it is until end of turn that you play that card, but in like late stages of the game when you like don't have anything going on, you're like, okay, sweet, like I might as well, you know, like play that card. Yeah, I like it. Okay, then we have the charm cards. I put up Sultai Charm here, but really just any of them. I think they're very underrated. I think they're really solid. If you kind of don't really know what slot to fill with your sideboard, just toss in a charm card or something. How dark is my background right now? Oh, it's not that bad. I feel like I need like some lights or something, like, so I can, oh, get a little bit of light in here. Okay, so, anyways, yeah, Sultai Charm. Card's really great. So, 3 mana, you destroy target monocolor creature. It's gonna hit a lot of stuff. You destroy target artifact or enchantment. Love the versatility. Or, you draw 2 cards and discard 1. Like, really, even if you're playing in a matchup where the first 2 things aren't, like, potentially relevant, like, you may not, those may not be applicable, drawing 2 and discarding 1 is just probably always going to be good. So, yeah, I love the versatility. You know, sometimes some people run, like, random enchantments and you're like, damn, I don't have anything else to, like, that I can do to get rid of those. But then sometimes they won't draw that enchantment and you don't need to deal with it, so you can, like, kill a monocolor creature, or you can just draw and discard. Card's versatile. Card's great. Versatility is, like, the thing you want to do. Straight up, if you can have, like, 1 card do, like, 3 different things versus 3 cards that do 1 thing, like, let's be honest here. Let's do some basic math. Okay, cool. Then we have Knight of the Reliquary, and I'm going to be doing at some point a Bant deck in Modern because I love that color combination. I think it's totally fun and very underrated, and Knight of the Reliquary is like a huge staple in Bant decks because there's like the Knight of the Reliquary like combo. It's not like an infinite combo, it's like kind of an infinite combo. Anyways, Knight of the Reliquary is really, really good. It's a 3 mana 2/2. It gets +1/+1 for each land in your graveyard. So like, say hello to like fetch lands because they're your best friend when you play Knight of the Reliquary. Then you sack a forest or a plains. They're not basic, by the way, so you can sack your chalk lands to search for any land card. Like, come on, you get your Gavany Township, like you get whatever it is that you need. So, Knight of the Reliquary gets super big, super fast. Card's great. And the last card, I'm actually had a different card in this slot, I don't even remember what it was, but I was looking through it and I was like, I don't really want to talk about this card. And then I was like thinking about it and I was like, gifts Ungiven? I was like, how many people... This is just so underrated. This really is, and it's a really fantastic card, and I realized that I need to do some sort of builds with this card because I really like it. I'm gonna do some sort of like cool thing and then do like gifts Ungiven because I just love this card. 4 mana, instant. You search for 4 things. They have to have different names, just don't mess that up. They have to have different names. Target opponent chooses 1 of them, I'm sorry, 2 of them, so 2 go to your graveyard and 2 go to your hand. Like, what's really great about this, though, is, like, you put your opponent in really difficult situations where, like, no pile is the right one. So, like, what you'll do is you'll put, like, I always pick on the Snapcaster Mage example, but, like, you'll pick some, like, an instant that you want in the graveyard so you can snap it back, you know, something like that. Yeah, there's just, you just make it really, really hard for your opponent, and it's just really good. Like, I think this card requires like shaping of the deck to kind of like work around it, but it's just a really fantastic card. And then you put those cards in your graveyard, and then I've seen this, I think I've seen this a lot in the, I always forget the name of this deck, but it's the one that like you take all the cards from your graveyard and you put them onto the battlefield. You like flip-flop your battlefield versus like your deck. I don't know, whatever that deck is called. I don't know why I can't remember the name of it. But yeah, like that kind of deck, you'll see it in there. Runs like Street Wraith, I don't know, whatever that deck is, but yeah, you like flip-flop, you know, your board with your graveyard kind of thing. People are like Gifts Ungiven in that, but I'm talking like a blue like control deck that runs Gifts Ungiven. That'd be really cool. So yeah, guys, that is it. That is it for talking about underrated cards part 4. I actually already have my list for part 5, so I'm really excited to film that because I love talking about like underdog cards that not everyone may have heard of. So I will talk to you guys later.